Hello everyone, a big warm welcome to all of you on today's expert series of my podcast for special needs children. Thank you so much for your time and agreeing to doing this with me, Benifer. In this episode, I am delighted to have with us Ms. Benifer Satarawala. Benifer is a parent professional and the secretary of Forum for Autism, which is a parent support group of families of individuals with autism in Mumbai. She is also the proud mother of 2 sons, one of whom is neurodiverse. As a principal of Priyanj Special School in Andheri West, Benifer has over 10 years of experience in the field and specializes in remedial education. She also facilitates play therapy for small children and works on communication skill development for young adults. In today's conversation, I hope that Benifer and we would be able to go through her personal and professional journey, how her experiences have shaped her work in supporting children with autism and their families. A little about her children: her older son works in the creative section of Mullen Low Lentas Group and the younger son is with Deloitte. So, thank you Benifer for being here, and we've been trying to do this for a long time, but I'm so happy that it finally materialized. So, can we please go into your whole, this whole journey of being in this space, how you managed to become a special educator, what has been your entire journey with your son? Can you share about all of this?
Oh, first of all, thank you for having me here, Chitra. And yes, it's been a long time. We've gone back and forth on the dates. So, see, to begin with my journey, I think when Zahan was, till he was 2 years old, I did not find anything amiss. It was just, it began with simple, he was a delayed speech. He just babbled a few words. So, as the elders in the family kept saying that maybe, some kids speak late. So, I did not give much thought to it. It's just that I had my second child 2 years apart. So, as I was observing the way my second son started reaching his milestones, that's when something struck, okay, we may have to, there's something amiss. And I brought this forth to my pediatrician. And that's when he referred us to a developmental pediatrician, and I think that's the first time I came to know that there is another term called developmental pediatrician. So, we went to Vibha, and that's how the whole journey started, and then she put me on to Dr. Dina's Wadia.
Right.
And the whole speech therapy and occupational therapy, that's when the journey started, and that's when I came to know is eye-hand coordination, simple things of not being a part of a group. All those were the red flags which I did not see as a parent. So, this is how we began, and with Dina's, it was started with simple speech. The first, I think, till he was 4 to 5 years, our focus was just developing his speech and the usual OT, occupational therapy, that went on. Thankfully, within 1 year the speech improved, but I personally feel as a parent, my focus was not so much on therapies, because maybe it took me a long time to accept that okay, it is something bigger than just a simple speech delay. So, that's how I remember Dina kept on telling me that you join our support groups. I did not bother as a parent, to be honest. Then one day she just insisted that you just come, you join our support group, you will understand what am I trying to tell you, how you can work at home with your kid. It's once that she has this called parent empowerment program which she runs in her center. The first meeting I went just to think that okay, I'm going to attend, show my face, come out in half an hour. But I think that support group meeting that I attended was the turning point for me, because as I entered the room, I went and I sat in a corner. I was just waiting. I said, let the others speak. It's when a parent of an older child spoke and shared her journey, is like I didn't move for 2.5 hours that day. I just sat and heard her out, and that's when it dawned on me that okay, having a child with special needs is very different. My focus was okay, he's going to school, academics is happening, there's a little bit of speech delay, but actually it's much more than that. Because that parent actually started talking about what we term today as ADLs, and till then I did not bother focusing at all on that. So that was when my journey actually began as a parent of a special child, and I started changing my outlook to how I sort of help my child in that. And then started taking the therapy sessions actually very seriously, kept asking all the therapists for home programs, and then that's how we conducted everything even at home, both as a family. My husband, my younger son also was involved. So in every way we tried to do whatever they gave us, as home programs, like all the fine motor activities, all the gross motor, the activities that are needed for speech. So this is how we began, and till I think till at least 10 or 11, reading, writing, academics was zero, because somehow it was just not happening. We tried everything, we changed all the teachers, we changed schools from a so-called normal school to an inclusive school, then ultimately to a special school, but even then academic related nothing was happening. So I, at one point of time, literally I thought, okay, forget academics, let's see how we can make him independent, in other areas. And it just turned out that I was, my husband and I, we were toying with the idea of homeschooling. Like, let's stop everything. We had done a lot. Let's stop all this going from, and we live in the suburbs. The school was in town. So the traveling was getting too much. Everything, it was actually a big mess. I used to be out like how a proper 9 to 5 person would go out. Every morning, get out with all the snacks, the food, and come home only at 5 in the evening. But it somehow did not help Zahan at all. That's when one of his teachers, Mrs. Swati Jog, in that school, I met her, and she happened to tell me that she is quitting teaching there and starting something of her own. So that's how I said, okay, rather than in homeschooling, what we have to do is we have to provide a proper structure to our child.
Right.
So I thought maybe it will be difficult for me to give that structure, having another child also. So we started discussing with her, rather than me taking over the homeschooling, whether she can do it. And that's how his journey started with Mrs. Jog, Swati Jog, and she started a center called Asmita Learning Center.
Correct.
And if Zahan, I think, is able to read and write today, for that credit I have to give to her. Because within 1 year, we noticed a lot of difference. For a child, literally I had given up. And within 1 year, we registered him for, I think, NIOS 10 standard. So the way she taught him, that was really helpful. And over there was a principal, Miss Jyoti Bhaskare, who was a very good artist. And she was the main person who actually started getting Zahan interested in art. Otherwise, at home, none of us are anything to do with art. And that's how Zahan became very good in painting. That became his creative side, which till, I think that's why till 13 years I can say not much had happened. So this was the turning point for all of us. And that's how he was able to complete 10th, 12th, and then we actually thought, okay, maybe we can try graduation. So that's when we realized keeping his creativity, what can be less of academics and more pertaining to the creative side, that's when he did his applied arts.
Okay, wow.
And now he's a graduate and he's working with as a creative in Lintas. But yes, that is my story in a nutshell.
What happened to you? I mean, you shared everything about Zahan. How did you?
So when he was, I think 2010 or 11, I wanted to learn more. I got interested in this field. Another thing is I'm a lawyer by profession, but the law was put on the law was on the back burner. And my husband naturally had to earn for the family, so he was looking after the finances, and I decided that okay, let me learn something and to get to help him better. And that's when I did the course, and yes, it helped me in understanding him, why those mood swings, the behaviors, what was happening, why was it happening. The communication was the issue. So when they cannot communicate, the behaviors set in. So it helped me become stronger And that's when I realized later on that okay, I have time for myself now. Like both the kids in school, he's gone there with Mrs. Joke for quite a few hours. So that's when I started, okay, let's put this degree to use, forget the law, and put this degree to use, and started working professionally.
So you qualified as a
Yeah, I have qualified as a remedial educator.
Okay.
So I started my journey as a shadow teacher actually, because I had a 2-hour window. So rather than just sitting somewhere, okay, I became a shadow teacher for a child.
Yeah.
And that's when I gained the confidence, okay, then I can do something on this.
Excellent.
And this is how I started.
Lovely. Thanks for sharing that. So there must have been so many challenges along the way. One is the set of challenges that Zahan would have faced, and one is the whole set of challenges that while working with children with autism, right? So how would you say that you have overcome that in terms of just say, let's talk Zahan first, that what did you all as a family, how did you all come about helping him?
Yeah, the one thing once we accepted the fact that okay, we will have to work differently with Zahan, the main hurdle that we found was choosing the right schools. So that was a big hurdle.
Right.
Like it took us a long time to realize that okay, a normal school setup is not going to work.
Correct.
Like literally when he was in so-called very elite normal school during KG, when I went for the report card, she actually said, your child was absent, I think there were some 60 or 70 days. He was absent for 40 days. So I am looking at her, I said, I send my child, he comes in the van, he is here. There were 50 kids in a classroom. So every time she took attendance, he never bothered to raise his hand or say anything. So she was marking him absent.
Wow.
So that was like an eye opener for me, ki, okay, what am I doing? She even did not know, forget giving anything, any homework home. She did not even know that my child is being present. So then we went to an inclusive setup. Inclusive setup did help us a lot. They were, at least Zahan felt comfortable, Zahan felt safe. So it eased our burdens along the way. Like we knew we were in a zone. Yeah. So, and we got good teachers. That is very important.
Right.
So that helped us. And always Dina's was helping us, like giving us home programs. So every time I faced a hurdle, I would turn to her, and like simple things, like as a family she would make sure, we all made sure every Sunday afternoon was meant for board games. So that is when I realized that play is something very important.
Very
so
crucial.
Everywhere, it included in my younger child also. So we did take part, we took and I became part of all these FFA groups. Yeah. That's when we started. That time we used to meet
Correct.
more often physically and attend all the workshops. So this is how we learnt on how to help Zahan. And then when we put him in the specialized setup with Ms. Swati, that's when, yes, as parents a little we were much more at ease. Okay, this part is being taken care of. Let us develop his other skills. So while they focused on the academic part, we were focusing on how to make him independent in other ways. Like simple thing like crossing a road, traveling, which he does fully independent for the past so many years now. And I think somewhere we are lucky, being in Mumbai, our public transport is very good. So that way, teaching him to travel by train, local train. So those skills we focused as a family. And then she took the academic part was taken care of over there.
Brilliant. Today, Zahan is working in a corporate environment.
Yes.
Right. So what about those challenges? How did you, prepare him for it? Was there help at their end?
See, the HR is always very helpful. They knew, they were aware. It's written in his resume. And he being in the advertising world, unfortunately the team keeps changing most of the time. So yes, in the beginning there was a little bit of stress, like especially completing a project. So moment when you have a deadline to meet, then the pressure starts building in. Yeah, and initially he loves to get up in the morning, work, and by evening done. But in the advertising world it is opposite. The work starts in the evening. So it took him around 6 to 7 months to understand, okay, this will be the flow. and he was very clear he didn't want his parents to interfere from the beginning. So he was very clear that I will handle it. Then we just counseled him. We said, okay, if the pressure gets high, you don't want us to talk, then you will have to be your own self advocate. So gave him a few options how to go about it, like talk to the HR, talk to your team lead. I think then that's when he went and started opening up in office and talking to the HR and to his team lead. So now they have understood him. They give him the work accordingly, and it's going well as of now.
I think this is fabulous. I mean, a big shout out to the team also there,
Yes,
who is
yes.
Doing this for Zahan, and him being a self advocate is also fabulous.
Yes.
Telling his parents that I'll handle it,
Yeah.
shows another level of his
Because
maturity, and to be
it
able to
stressed
handle.
me out for literally 10-15 days. I was like, let me come. Then he said no. Then I told him, okay, we'll organize something from FFA. I will send someone from FFA. Mom will not be involved. Mom's name will not come. That also he did not want. He said, I will handle it.
I mean,
You
kudos
don't
to him. Really, hats off to him. He handled
Yes,
it so well,
yes.
and all the best to him. In the journey. I
thank
know
you.
there'll be a lot, as we spoke, there'll be a lot of bridges to
Yes.
cross. But it's wonderful that this is happening so beautifully for him, and it inspires so many more families, right? And so many more adults who are working in their corporate space, and they are struggling, and they're trying to adapt and adopt and everything, and even the team is
Yes.
embracing, and there is so much of inclusion, which is
Yes, that is there. That is there.
beautiful.
Yeah.
It's really amazing to know.
Thank
So, Benifer, can you please share about Priyanj? You are the principal of the school. Can you please share with all the listeners about what all happens there?
Yeah. Yeah, so Priyanj Special School is located at Andheri, Lokhandwala. It's in Andheri West, and this is actually a 26-year-old institution
In Mumbai?
in Mumbai itself,
Yeah.
and it has been started by a parent,
Okay.
Mrs. Namrata Chheda. Her son's name is Priyanj, and he's with Downs as well as autism. So she started the school because of him, and right now we have at least we have around 65 children. Our youngest is 3.5 and the oldest is 37, 38.
Wow.
So we do cater to a wide range,
Right.
and so we offer everything. We offer all the services. We have a lot of functional academics, ADLs, life skills, and proper academics. We have 10th and 12th NIOS, and we focus a lot on music. Because we believe in giving a holistic environment to the child. So we have music, we have DMT, dance therapies, and physical activity.
Lovely.
Yeah, and we offer speech and occupational therapy too. And now from this year onwards, we are starting art-based therapy. So we try to give everything under one roof, and yes, it is. I have joined 3 years back.
So, Benifer, can you explain how play therapy works and why it is so beneficial for children with autism?
Yeah, so play therapy is very beneficial because it teaches a child a lot of things, skills which we as in our normal way will not be able to teach. Like simple this of give and take, social skills, emotional skills. Like for example, if a child is building a tower with blocks, it keeps falling. So they get frustrated. So what we do is make another child sit and just tell them to hold on to the tower. Then this is how a buddy system works.
Yeah.
Second thing is at Priyanj itself, which I have observed, and I keep telling my teachers also to inculcate play and let them be. Let the children decide how to play with the particular toy. So we have this area in the middle. After lunch, all the children are just sitting, relaxing till the maids clean up the classrooms, and we have a little music playing in the background. So we have this laminated wooden panel, So everyone first used to just sit, sleep, whatever, just relax. We don't do anything. We just leave them. We are just observing so nobody gets hurt. And there was one kid who had a ball, and they were just throwing the ball to each other. One child just got up, took the ball and let it slide on the panel, and it became a game, and he decided it. We have not stopped him. Now each and other child, every kid wants to take any other thing. Like one kid tried to do it with a square block. He noticed it's not happening. So this is how play just make it a little unstructured, let the child lead the way, just give them the space and give them those specific toys. You will not believe a lot of emotions also are taken care of in play. Like we can teach them happy, sad, angry, it's all through play, and a lot of role play happens. Puppets are very good. So nowadays you get those finger puppets also, which we put on our finger, and we teach them the storytelling happens. So this is really important, and a lot of vocabulary increases. So even if you feel that the child is not looking at you, somewhere auditorily also it is going, visually it is going, and just it is something which I genuinely feel. It's not just with children with autism, it's not even our older kids. They don't know how to play. It's just till sometimes we just leave it in front of them and we just observe what they do with that toy. So then it really, they may just hold on like this, we have stuffed toys, so just sit with it. One of our vocational kids, he'll just sit with it. Correct. I think it gives him some sort of comfort. And then they want to take it home. So then we tell them, no taking it home, come back. It's here, it's meant for school, it's yours, you leave it here. So a lot of things, skills are taught also, which you don't need to put it on pen and paper. A child need not know he is learning, but it is beneficial for them.
So in school now there will be many mixed disabilities, right?
Yes.
Because you said the age is up to 36.
Yes.
So therefore there's a lot of pre-work work, all of this also happening in terms of.
So we have divided our children. We take children with all the disabilities. It can be from autism to Downs to ID, and also right now more and more cases are coming of children with seizures. That I don't know how, but I feel there is an increase in that. So we do have children who do get seizures and they are on heavy medication. So our small children are there in the early intervention. We have early intervention, we have life skills, we have functional academics, and also then we have NIOS 10th, NIOS 12th.
Wow.
And also pre-NIOS where the Pratham ABC levels also are taught. So this is taken care of those children, and then we have 17 years and above. If they are not doing anything in academics, we keep them in the vocational setup.
Okay.
So in the vocational setup, right now we do a lot of making them independent, those independent living skills. So we have an ironing board where even we teach them how to iron, we teach them how to organize the cupboard, cooking is taught. And also we do this assembling of switches, electrical switches, the sockets that you get. So we get them in all different boxes, pieces.
Yeah.
Our children actually are taught how to screw and assemble a 3 pin switch. Okay. So that is also taught. And during our usual festivals, Raksha Bandhan and Diwali, we make the diyas. Right now, because of the feedback that we got from our parents, we are trying to teach these children how to write their names, sign their name, and fill up bank forms. That is where the feedback came from our parents that, ma'am, inka account kholne jate hai, so this is what we face. So that is the new thing we have started now. So we've got forms from the bank. So we are teaching them first at least identify, and now we are moving on to teaching them how to handle money using GPay, because that has become the norm. So this happens in our vocational setup.
Fabulous. That is really encouraging and very nice.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
It is.
So, Benifer, you play another role.
Yes.
You are a trustee at Forum for Autism.
Yes.
And we recently started Savali.
Yeah.
Right? Can you please share details about where is Savali, what happens there, what all do you do?
Yeah. So Savali is a place we've taken up at Irla Villepale, Mumbai West. And basically Savali was started with 2 intentions. One is to provide services at affordable cost to our parents, and also it becomes a place where our neurodivergent adults can come, chill, hang out, spend some time. It is their space, it is meant for them. So as of now, our counseling sessions are going on full on. We have a project lead Afreen there, so she conducts the counseling sessions, and also she conducts time to time hangout sessions with our neuro adults. So where they do go, they are made to order snacks. She on Swiggy, Zomato. Then they conduct some dance sessions. And in fact, last year on Navratri, we had a lovely Dandiya evening, and we had more than I think 100 odd people joining us. So now this is what we do. we are slowly into collaboration. So now we are collaborating with special hangouts where we'll try and bring something from their end at Savali, or our kids go over there. We also collaborated with Umeed, where we conducted a UDID workshop for our parents, and we are in talks with Aura Support, Dr. Vispi Joki, where there, because ultimately we can't just be alone. We are all ultimately the community has to come together, and we have to work towards helping our children. And at Savali also we conduct a lot of workshops. We conduct a lot of workshops for parents, like we had Dr. Anjali Joshi come in and give a talk on how occupational therapy is beneficial, and we had also our computer coding workshop held at Savali. And now we are looking at also helping teachers in the mainstream schools. So we conduct how to build on their curriculum. So Savali basically is going to be our place now at FFA, where we can meet. We having our library there, where the parents can come, pick up any book, read it, because our books needed for our kids are very expensive. So a parent is not able to afford all that. So come, take the book from our library, read, take it home, bring it back. So these are the services that we want to offer at Savali.
We are encouraging P2P kind of.
Yes, we call it Chai Pe Charcha, where usually it's the second Saturday of every month, where we meet and we decide on a topic, and a few parents come, we just discuss. It's just like a support group, because as I said, for me the support group really helped a lot, and that is what I want to bring in everywhere. Like, you never know, I'm sharing my experience. If I've shared 10 things, maybe 1 point will help you.
Absolutely.
So that is Savali for us.
I think that has been the whole mainstay of Forum for
Autism. Yes.
Older parents who have certain experiences from their sharing, all the younger parents have.
And in fact, just I think 2 weeks back we had Run for Autism, and it was brilliant. It was really nice, I think, to see the whole community vibe together over there. It was everyone, special hangouts, people from other schools.
Priyanj also, everyone.
Yes, everyone participated. It was really good. It was really good.
Yeah. So coming to the next question is, how do you think society's perception of autism has evolved over time? And you've noticed any drastic improvement in awareness or support for our individuals?
Yes, there has been a lot of improvement, especially in Mumbai, because especially when you go outside to restaurants, you actually see people are much more empathetic to our kids. Like from Priyanj, we have outings, we have regular outings. So we've taken them, our vocational kids, we teach them how to go to a restaurant and order food. So we've gone just a few days before we go take them to the restaurant, one of my teachers goes and informs them. He's okay, and we only request that give us a corner table, because it is a jing bang of 10 to 15 of us. So we want that space. And nothing else. The crowd is open, we go exactly in the peak hour, because lunch time.
Yeah.
So it is okay, it's really done, and they really help out. They wait, because our kids take time, and then we tell them only to calculate the bill and pay. So the waiters are very patient. They wait, we tell them, aap ruko, ye bachcha kar raha hai. So we give our calculator slowly, then he's counting the money and giving it. So patience, empathy is there. You can see it even in our metros when we go use the metro train. So there is been an improvement. Yeah, one sector where I think where we may need to work on is inclusion in the employment sector. Not many people are still coming out. So there we need support, because at Savali, in the Chai Pe Charcha, the P2P meetings that we have, many parents are, that's what they are stuck at. The graduation is done. After graduation, what?
So there are not enough employers who are willing to.
Our kids are all qualified, they have got all the skills, but after that what? So that is one thing where I think we need to now focus more to create more employment opportunities. It need not be academic related, it can be skill related, but we need to create that.
Yeah. So the big ask there is that anybody can do this. We usually talk about starting with the parents themselves, that if they are running their businesses or they're working in certain corporates, they can approach their HR, or as a business owner, you yourself can say that I'm willing to start with an intern first.
Yes.
Start and expose them and see how your team is willing to gel with the individual. And if it's a larger organization, today there are mandates also, where they
Yes.
are open, and
Yeah.
it comes, especially if it's a global company, then
Company, it comes, yes.
there's a diktat that you have to have inclusion, and you are looking at hiring special needs individuals, and they have a proper format. Their HR already knows, and today I think, as you rightly said, in Mumbai we have a lot of professionals who are willing to, who actually go into the
Yes.
corporate
World,
place, and
correct.
they teach their people there that how are you supposed to be ready for this
Yes.
individual who is coming in, and what is the kind of back and forth that you have to do for the adjustment to happen.
Yes.
And I think Zahan is the best example that we
Yeah.
have today,
Yes.
where people can understand and they can accept that this is extremely doable,
Yes.
and it's such a huge boost of confidence for
Correct,
that person and
correct.
for the entire family along
Family,
with them.
yes, correct.
Right. So, my question to you next is, Benifer, what advice do you have for parents and caregivers, on supporting autism at home? Okay. And how can they find the right resources? So, whatever parents are doing, I mean, there's so much to be done, their own careers, their own professions, running the household, looking after elders, and then, taking care of the children. So, can you please share from your perspective also?
See, what I have experienced, and I keep telling my parents also, that is, they give up very easily. Like, if you have gone to a therapy, if you have trusted somebody, therapist, whichever therapist you go to, and you have trust them, and it will take time. They expect results within a month, especially the younger lot of parents. They expect results within a month, whereas literally give a year. Give a year, and also keep taking home programs, because our child is going for therapy once a week, twice, maximum 3 times in a week, for a 45-minute session. The rest of the time, that same thing we have to do
at
it.
home. Correct.
Speech related, OT related, and many times I have seen parents confuse occupational therapy and physical activity. They are different. A therapist is a therapist for a reason, to guide, to you actually focus on the areas. Physical is necessary, physical activity is very necessary, but they cannot be clubbed together. So, a lot of parents say, हाँ OT मैंने देखा है, ये swing पे बिठाते हैं, they are just doing a little gross motor, I'll call a physical trainer and get it done, but it is not helping. Again, after 1 year, they are back to the same problem. So, my only request to all parents, whichever therapist you've decided, who's giving you a home program, who's informing you, okay, these are the things that are good for your kid, to do it, stick with that therapist, continue the same things at home. And right now, resources are actually very easily available compared to the time when we were searching for resources. Right now, we just type in the word autism. There are so many free downloads that you get on Google, and it is really helpful. You get videos. There are so many small courses also, which are Umeed does, parent teacher, parent training workshops. AFA does it in Delhi. They are really helpful for us to just understand how we can help. And then if we take it, because end of the day, it is not only a therapist's job, it is ultimately all of us together. It cannot be like मैंने दे दिया, मैंने भेजा है, I have sent them to the therapist, she is doing the job. It is not going to happen.
And then you demand only out of them.
Only out of them, yeah. Because I remember, in our course, in the course that I did on the first slide that they shared when they were teaching us, is they showed a child surrounded by a special educator, surrounded by the parent, surrounded by the counselor, surrounded by the doctor, and everyone holding hands. Which is actually very true, because this is the circle, then only we all have to be together, and we all have to be on the same page.
Perfect.
So, that is what I would tell parents.
Sure. I think that's very, very helpful, really. And one last question to you is, what change would you like to see for disability, for all of our children, maybe especially for autism, but for everyone, all of our kids? Is there something specific that you would like to happen?
See, change I would like to see is more inclusion in the mainstream schools, because there are certain children who can still manage in a mainstream school with a little help. So, hopefully that should happen. It's only happening on paper, because parents are struggling. Parents are really struggling, and if possible, which FFA is also working, is to make therapies more affordable. Because right now, unfortunately, a parent both parents have to earn if they have to
The financial burden
the financial
is huge.
burden is huge. It's not only taking care of the child during the schooling, it's also to think of the child later on after the parents are gone. So the financial burden is huge. So if somewhere, if the therapies and inclusion, if it happens in mainstream, it will really ease the burden on the parent.
Yeah, right. So at that, let's hope all those things roll out and there are better days for our children and
Yes,
especially
yes.
for the families. It's not an easy task at all. It's very difficult, and I think most families we see, they go with a smile and you don't understand the kind of uh, perseverance, grit, and the kind of work that is happening in the background. The entire family is
Yes,
out
yes,
there,
the whole
doing
family,
that,
yes.
and as you said, everyone around them are,
Yes, correct.
required to hold hands and to see that the child is, is completely included as part of society and is able to live closest to, being independent
being
and having a
independent.
great life. So thank you so much, Benifer, for
you.
doing this. Thanks for sharing all of your experiences, your journey, and for being so helpful to so many more families. That it's not
Thank you,
easy
thank you.
taking care of what you're doing at home and then to be able to help out so many others also who are going through this same phase, and age 3.5 to 36 is really huge.
Yes, yes.
So hats off to you. Hats
Thank
off to
you.
all of your team, your teachers.
Yeah, I have a, that,
your
yes,
fabulous
touch wood.
set
The
of
management
professionals.
as well as my team of teachers, touch wood, yes. Otherwise, it's not a one-man job.
Yeah,
It's not a one-man job.
Yeah.
So, thank you. Thank you.
Hope you guys love this and do share with others also. Thank you.